Cool, hi, I'm going to hopefully keep this one brief. I could do a whole expose on the topic of damaged steelbooks and getting refunds. That's what you should learn. If you get a damaged steelbook in the mail, either get it returned or get it refunded and get something exchanged. You know, hopefully you get a refund and they send you a new one. That's the best thing. Unfortunately, I didn't know that was a thing, because commercialism isn't exactly the thing I'm used to. This is my only really damaged steelbooks outside of the ones that have the clickety-clack, which is just a thingy. If you know why that happens when you open a steelbook and it clicks and clacks and it ends up scratching against itself, can you tell me why that happens and how I can fix it? I bought the King of Comedy. Came with a nice little slip package, very nice. Actually really nicely done. Steelbook, I literally had just watched it a few weeks earlier in class. Beautiful film. Look, this looks fine, right? Like, it's really nicely packaged, nicely shiny. You know, you even look at the back. It's nicely packaged, nicely shiny. Oh, that's weird. The light kind of just lingers on his face there, and it's kind of as if there's a little scratch right down his face. Outside of the fact that it's fucking glossy, so it's... When I got this, it was damaged. As you can see there... Maybe? Okay, this is going to be tricky to film, so I'll have to show it as best I can. As you can kind of see, that white stuff there, even that scratch there, is from glue. There's actually a scratch on his face, which you can see it there. That part is just how it came naturally. The rest, which I will also show on the inside, is a much more clear example. It's kind of focusing. There you go. Yeah, look at that. That's how it came. Look, the disc is fine. The film works fine. There's actually, when you look at it, a minor league dent in the front there. I don't know if you can see that. It's got a kind of dent. You can kind of see it wobbling just at the little front here. So obviously, when it had come in, it had been smacked in at the very front there. So of course you open it up. Oh no, the plastic starts crumbling off. What the fuck do I do? So me, being the... I can fix it, because maybe I get that mentality from a granddad. I don't know, either way. I decided to glue it together. And look, it's a fine looking steel case. It's got a great inside. Of course, now you've got all this glue residue. And on the outside, it still looks great. Like, it has some great features, and that's probably why I never even... It closes properly too, like, what the fuck? But the most obviously troubling thing is you look on the outside and it's got the obvious... You can see the white. I know it's not focusing, but you can see the white clear as frickin' day. So whenever I see it, it reminds me of just how it came in damaged. Look, the front is perfect outside of that minor dent that you don't even know unless you feel it, which is when you really realize it's fucked. And the back is just got that scratch on his face. But again, unless you really look... If you look at it in a particular light, it looks fine. You actually get more distracted by the line on the side than you do on the line on his face. That's just how it is. Look, it's not a tremendously terrible damage. But the damage is still there. The damage has been done. I could have asked for a refund or been like, hey, mine came in damaged, show them images, however the fuck I have to do my case. Maybe they'll send me a new one, or they'll give me a refund. I don't know which one I prefer. I don't care to get a new one. Maybe I would have, but at the same time, you know, the disc isn't broken, the case is still closable and usable, and obviously because it has this extra slip, it still is quite a nice piece. Maybe for me at least it's a bit more unique. But the case more or less just relies on the obvious factor of it came in damaged. And I didn't think refund. I didn't think get a new one, get my money back. Something like that. My mindset was straight to I can fix it. It didn't really help that earlier that year, this was last year, I had gotten the Chucky box set from Zavvi. Yeah, it's from Zavvi. It's all from Zavvi. This box set, I had showcased it earlier this year in my in a video titled "Bad box, like Blu-ray designs and stuff, like crazy Blu-ray. I think it was the crazy one. Opens up, and this immediately comes out with all the movies. I thought it was fucked. Had all these plastic bits falling off. It pretty much has these little spikes in the middle here. They were snapped off. Has these spikes along the side here. Some of them were snapped off. There was obviously meant to be a part that elongates from the outside of here, which you can kind of see there. Yeah, that's obviously been snapped off. I didn't ask for a refund. I figured I actually threw the plastic out initially, like threw out those broken bits, but then I realized it's so terrible that even you put it up. The idea is that it holds onto itself. It's like a coat hanger, and it's like, who the designed this? It's a terrible idea for a box. Not just the fact that if this thing goes upside down, then suddenly the discs all get unlodged, and the whole thing can go rattle everywhere, breaks everything. Luckily, it stands up just fine. And so, of course, that was maybe the first one I did it with. I don't know if that was the first or the SteelBook was the first. All I knew was super glue. I super glued that one back together. It all sticks. It's perfect. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It was just the internal stuff. It's disguisable by the glue. It's fine. Makes for a great story. Hey, look at this piece of shit. Let me tell you a 20-minute backstory. But the same thing can't exactly be said for the King of Comedy. Because as much as you open it up and the first thing you see is the spine with all the damage on the inside and all the, glued out fingerprints and everything. Yeah, it's not great, but shit happens, Obviously, I'm not buying it to resell it, so it's like, I was buying it to watch the film, to show it to my dad. It's one of my favorite, I think it's my favorite Scorsese film. It's at least my highest rated of his films. And so I bought it because, I was going to get the regular Blu-ray. Kept holding it off, and then they're like, hey, look, we're doing a steel case version. I'm like, hey, shit, I'll buy that. Sounds good. Can't get on the store anymore. It's gone from Zavvi. Even the regular Blu-ray is gone from Zavvi. So, look, it's a disappointing thing when you have when you have anything come in the mail and it's damaged. Especially when it comes to steelbooks, and you really hope that the damaging isn't fucked. That or pop vinyls even, something like that could come in that can be fragile. It can be fragile. The point of a steelbook is that it's not meant to be fragile. Kind of. Like, the point is that it's meant to be out initially, at least for me. This is what I interpreted the aim of the steelbook was. Hey, we're making a harder case so it doesn't break. That's it. That was what I thought the reason why steelbooks existed. To be fair, I still think that's why they exist. But they've had the added benefit of, look, it looks pretty. We can add this great artwork to it on the inside, on the outside, a J card, a slip card. Maybe we're a bitch and we glue the fucking plastic thing to it, or we just use the back cover as the actual text, like you do on a normal DVD. God, they're assholes. They didn't really know in 2010. Give them a break. More or less, the point I'm trying to get at is, it sucks. I've experienced it. I haven't experienced it like I've seen a lot of people on Reddit, where it's like, their steelbooks will come in bent. To the point that I'm pretty sure even the discs are fucked. And it's like, major rip. I can feel for it, especially if it's something that's so big and important and hard to get. Something that sells out so quickly, and it's just gone. And that thing that you don't want to be damaged because it's limited edition, really rare, maybe you spend a lot of money on it, finally comes in fucking tarnished. And it's like, what the fuck is the point? To be fair, it's all consumerism, so you're fucked anyway. But we're not going to talk about the philosophical aspects of it all and the ideological principles of the thing that's doomed humanity. Let's just talk about our own precious jewels, and oh no, mine's smaller than yours. But yeah, look, it sucks. I could have, if I had have known, I would have asked for a refund or asked for a second. Probably would have just asked for a refund, because I glued it back together and I would have been like, well, it's a minor dent. If I hadn't have glued it, the thing would have, like, the whole thing would have fallen apart. I didn't exactly know how completely SteelBooks worked, but still, I actually had to, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong, I had to glue the case back together. Like, it was so dented out off it that the plastic in the actual outer tin case was actually detached. I had to glue it back together. Like, I glued it, I pressed it, I held it down. I put in time and effort to make sure that this thing worked. And it does, it actually works really well. Again, the film still works, everything's pretty great about it. It just happens to look a bit uglier. But you know, sometimes you might put in a lot of time and effort and the thing might turn out to be an ugly duckling. Yes, I'm referencing pregnancy here, but at the same time, we're all that kind of way. That's really all I have to say. Look, if you get a damaged steelbook or whatever, ask for a refund, especially if you're really pissed off about it. If it's something like a spine slash, I just feel sorry for you. That sucks. Spine slashes are like when the theory is that when steelbooks get to a particular location, the employee will open the box and will cut their knife all the way down it, and it will slash along the spines of every single steelbook, and they'll take them out and then they'll wrap them up in plastic and whatever. Being someone who works with boxes, I've learnt one crucial thing. Don't do that. I work with food. So you slice open a box and you know, whether you do top, down, or you go, through the middle, then you do the tops. And then you open it. And then you realize, oh shit, I just cut into a bag. And it's a really big cut, now I have to tape it together and I have to mark it down. See, do you see what's happening here? It's called Don't Be Stupid. It took a few tries to learn it. You realize, oh shit, this is bad, how can I stop this? Maybe my knife is too long, maybe I should pull out, all this kind of stuff. Realistically, if you're opening the box, you know how they have inner flaps? Because you've got the outer flaps that go, wee, then you've got the inner flaps right there. Yeah, I think they're there for a reason, dude. The point is, you cut at the top edges, and you slice it down, but you ignore the middle section, where you could potentially damage the interior product, and then you lift it up enough, either you rip it off, or you lift it up, and then you cut it. Anyway, that's my tutorial for how to open boxes. Stay tuned next week when I show you how to close boxes. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe for more. I have other video essays, whatever the fuck these videos are. What the hell are they? I don't know. Little discussions about things that annoy me or irritate other people, and I can also talk about them. Welcome to YouTube. Yeah, this is the kind of shit I do on my channel. I either stand here and talk about crap for no reason. I think it's informative. Maybe it's entertaining. Maybe it's a gag. Who knows? Maybe I like to show off crap. That's just how we roll. Nevertheless, I have a film shelf playlist somewhere up there, and maybe a suggested video or another playlist, and the subscribe button, usually around my chest section here, because it's close to me, and this channel is close to me. Anyway, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time on Telecreations. Hopefully. Don't come in damaged. Bye-bye.